building out loud, even when no one shows up. What do you do when you make an announcement on social media? You make an announcement to yourself, to your life, to your family. You book the date, whether it's a real physical venue or a Zoom room, and you're the only one who shows up. No one else shows up, but you showed up. What do? Do you shut down? Do you go, nah, this is gammon, this is shame, this is evidence that no one wants this, that the world doesn't need this, that it's just not it? Or do you take a deep breath, ground yourself in why you made the announcement, why you booked the room, why you booked the date, why you showed up, why you did the work to do this, why you started, and then you do the thing anyway. Even if it's not perfect, even if it doesn't feel ready, even if you don't feel like you're worthy, allowed, whatever your ish is, your doubts or your fear that are getting in the way of you just showing up and getting it done. What is the done good enough version of the thing so that it can be outside of yourself, outside of a concept and an idea, and it can start to be in the world so that you can co-create between your calling and your purpose and it being in the world and allowing the world and others to respond to it. Rather than seeing that response or no one showing up as a rejection, how do you reframe that experience? How do you anchor yourself that this is a seed? It is a planting of a moment. It is taking of a step. It is honoring yourself. It is honoring the calling that you had. It is showing yourself, those that you serve, the purpose that is calling you, the ancestors, the universe, whoever is your guide or your belief system, that you are showing up. You are ready to do the work. You're choosing progress over perfection, and you're planting a seed and trusting that by you being in the room, you are the person that is there right here and now. Who are you speaking to? Speak to the room, speak to the purpose, speak to the entity, speak to the energy or the transformation or what it is you are bringing. And that's exactly what I did. So this week I launched my first ever community challenge for my Warrior Heart community over on Skool. And its intention and its purpose was to activate the Warrior Heart into the world. It was about creating an asset that can live in the community. It was about creating momentum and engagement both within the community, but to bring people in. And it was to anchor at a more deeper level for myself that this is the path I'm choosing, that I'm saying yes to the calling, to the assignment, and that I'm going to breathe through the discomfort. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to build out loud. So when I started promoting this 2 weeks ago and then I lost momentum, life happened. I stopped. I got to 2 days before the event and I was like, I'm going to cancel. I'll wait until I've got more time to promote. And instead I chose to go ahead. I chose to press play, to publish, to speak out loud. And I hosted my first call. And no one showed up. And I still pressed record. I still posted. And this is about dealing with the doubts out loud, the frustration, the self-questioning, and admitting that I could have stopped, but I didn't. I did the thing anyway. So if you are new to me, my name is Chantel Thompson and I'm a proud Barkindji Yimpa woman. I am a Namika, a mother of 5, and I'm Anishan to many more. And these 3 roles are the foundation of what guide me and shape me and how I show up through the world. Being culturally grounded, being a woman, being a mother, and being an auntie, seed and guide, everything that I do and how I show up. And I am known in my community as the Barkindji Warrior, the Warrior Heart, and I am the founder and custodian of the Killalana and the Warrior Heart movements, grassroots to global. And I'm here to activate human potential. I'm here to be a guide and a light, an example, a blueprint for what becomes possible when we own our own shit. We take back our sovereignty and our self-determination in writing our own story and navigating our own paths. And we surrender to the higher calling within ourselves and on our life, and we serve from our well-being and our overflow, not our self-abandonment and our burnout. And this Warrior Heart is about a reclamation, about coming home to ourselves and being bravely and boldly ourselves without apology, and learning to trust that as we become ourselves, as we heal ourselves, as we begin to move through the world as we are in our full humanity, that is the greatest gift that we can give to those that we love and serve. It is the most powerful legacy we can leave to those who will inherit our experience and our journey. And it is also the most restorative and regenerative way to show up and live, lead, love, and serve. Because when you are in alignment, when you have clarity, it creates conviction and commitment, and you don't need batteries, because it becomes its own energy source that is restorative, that is regenerative, that amplifies every time you say yes to that, every time you take a step from an aligned, empowered space of conviction and trust. That one step amplifies, it returns on itself. And me saying yes to this was that nothing feels ready, nothing feels like it's good enough, and yet what is the done good enough version that can create momentum, that can create feedback, that it can be out in the world outside of myself? This is how I'm choosing to build. This is how I'm choosing to show up. And this is through creating one message, one brand that is the Warrior Heart, and everything else is a thread or a root system off of that seed. And I'm doing this while being a single mum with 3 dependent children at home and a mum of 5. Being Ani Shantam anymore, being the founder and current managing director of an organization and a movement, the Kilana Foundation, that is in a transition of creating our foundations, but also transforming our leadership, of being on my own journey through jiu-jitsu, my own recovery and healing from suicidal ideation and mental health and domestic violence, and speaking my truth, taking back my power, and creating space to just, it is what it is, and I'm everything feels like it's in crisis and chaos and stretched thin, and yet it's about breathing into those moments and going, what can I do in 15 minutes with hyper focus, time blocking and task batching, like finding systems and processes and ways of working that allow me to create progress, to clear space, to address things and build in real time, whilst also meeting life for what it is, but building and creating from a new identity, from a reclamation of myself, from building and growing and transforming from a place of well-being as the foundations for my wealth and my leadership and my service. And that's the thing. Leadership, this is real leadership. This is about showing up in real time. This is also about bringing your full self to the picture. It's about doing it out loud. It's not about waiting until it's perfect. And there's a difference between owning something and being a custodian of something. I am the guide of this. I am birthing this movement into the world. I'm an example of this movement, of these practices, of these concepts, of these principles, and yet I do not own them. They are coming through me, and I'm a custodian of them for this season, for this now. And yet once they are out in the world, they become yours. They become whoever chooses them. And I had to ask for help in this season. I had to ask for guidance. Like I'm building a tech platform that I've never used before. I'm building a YouTube channel. I'm building a business with systems and processes. I'm guiding and developing a team. I'm raising children. I'm mentoring. I'm leading. And I'm just one person. I'm just me in all that means, in everything and nothing at all. So this is your invitation to, if this speaks to you, if you are feeling called to come home to yourself, if you are done with survival as a way of life, as your status quo, if you are done with your own shit, or your shit is done with you, because there's 2 different things there, and sometimes they can happen. Sometimes we know we need to shift and yet we resist the shift. Or we may not feel safe, we may not feel worthy, allowed, or enough, or the world has told us we're not allowed to have that thing or be that person. And yet you know that you can no longer continue in the way that you are. That you are done being anything less than your full self to yourself and in your own life. This is for you. The Warrior Heart is about standing in your power, being your truth, and following your heart. Because when we come home to our heart, it bypasses our ego and our trauma. It allows us to speak and lead from truth, but we know that we're going to have to fight to be that in the world. The Warrior Heart is about being a warrior, is about having integrity and alignment and fighting for something that is worth standing for, being someone who is worth fighting for and standing for. And it's about showing up in the moments, even when no one else is in the room, that maybe the one you're leading and serving and guiding is yourself. You're being called by your higher self. You're there showing up and showing the universe and yourself that this is worth showing up for, that it's worth planting a seed, taking that step. And that being active and contributing, even in the beginning, even when it doesn't make sense, even when no one else is there, is an act of honoring. It's an act of respect and responsibility to the future that you are creating, that you are calling in, and you are doing it now. And it shows that you believe in yourself, that you respect yourself and your work, and you're choosing progress over perfection. I felt the nerves. I felt the fear. I was like, what if this doesn't serve anyone? Do I even sound like, do I even know what I'm talking about? Is this even making sense? And yet, more importantly, it's in the world. I can go back and listen. I can refine as I'm building. But the longer I hold it in here, the more it loses its potency. The more, every time I say no, I'll do it later. Every time I say now's not the right time, or I'm not giving it any attention and love and nurturing, that seed, that dream slowly dies a little bit more. The fire's still there. It's never gone out. And yet, every time I say yes, every time I give it just 5 minutes, 15 minutes, say yes, okay, what can I do to build this? What can I do to fuel the fire? It burns brighter and stronger. And eventually it will be able to carry itself. Eventually it will become a flame that fuels itself. And that's what I'm building towards. And this is about proof and evidence and momentum that courage and sovereignty and aligned action can change ourselves. It can change the world as we know it. And that this is the warrior heart world, the warrior heart way. It's about building. It's about creating. It's about allowing. So if this has spoken to you in some way, if you are building out loud, keep going. You are worth showing up for. That dream called you for a reason. You had that vision because your future self was showing you a state that already exists. If you choose to say yes now, that becomes possible. And who you will become along the way, it's not about an attachment to the how or that end vision. It's about using that as a guidepost, being flexible in the journey of how you get there. And sometimes it's just about what is the next best aligned step that I can take with the information that I have and the resources that I have from where I am and who I am. If this is you, I see you, I honor you, I value you. And if the warrior heart speaks to you, hit subscribe, share this with someone, leave a comment, come and join the community over on Skool. Like I said, there are 4 ways to work with me right now, and a 5th coming in 2026. You can join the community over on Skool. There are 2 communities. There is a gifted or a free community where you can just be in community. You will have the 7-day challenge there. You can get to know yourself and start to activate and awaken the warrior heart in your own journey. And if you are already committed and want more, come and join the Warrior Heart Inner Circle, my $9 a month or $50 a year community where you can become a founding member of that community if you are finding it in that time, where you will get mentorship, guidance, coaching, embodiment, practices behind the scenes of my own journey of becoming the warrior heart through my story, through my speaking, through my parenting, through my business, through my sport, through my own journey of reclaiming, remembering, and rising as the warrior heart, as the Barkindji warrior. If you want to get started right now, you can book an activation call, a warrior heart activation call, Power Hour, where you will be seen, heard, and held in your power and your potential. And we can start to unpack what is one thing that is blocking you and one thing that is calling you, and how do you take action from that place and create safety and grounding so that you can start to create momentum, activate you to become that identity, become that person who can deal with their pain and be guided by their power and their potential and move towards a calling or something that wakes you up in the world. Because this is scary. It costs, it comes at a cost to be out loud, to take up space in the world, particularly if you've reached a certain age, you're over 20, 30, 40, 50, and you start to go, I'm done with the old, I'm done with not being myself, and you start to speak your truth. It can cost you relationships. It can cost you dreams. It can cost you everything. And yet, what price are you willing to pay for your own peace, for your own well-being? And what are the consequences that happen if you don't take action now? When you know, you feel that nudge and that call, you can either wait or you can experience and hit that wall when your health called you and you ignored it because you didn't have time. Everything else mattered more than your own well-being. until that health nudge becomes a health crisis and you have no choice but to drop everything and focus on that because you can't ignore it. Your finances. Oh, I don't have time for a budget. I don't have time to start a side business that can bring in extra income because I've got too many bills. I'm at a job that I hate, that's burning me out, that is unsafe, and yet it brings in an income, but I'm going to stay there. I'm just going to settle for the status quo until you hit depression, until you hit loneliness, until you hit burnout, and you can't ignore it any longer. That relationship that is not serving you, that conversation that is blocking the healing and the truth in the relationship. Whatever your thing is, you can either move now or you can wait until you are forced, and there are consequences that happen when we wait. If you are hearing this, it has found you for a reason, or you have found it for a reason, because it is time. And one small action, one small step that you can take is going to create momentum. It creates trust. It creates healing, because you are worth it. And the greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to those that we love and serve is our full self, in our full humanity, as we are, nothing less but nothing more either. This is the Warrior Heart, and I hope this serves and honors you in some way. And this is my season of building out loud.